Hello, and welcome to the latest episode of What the Fuck Do You Want? And it's going to be a bit of a sad week this week, but we'll get into that later. The one person that could cheer me up at the moment is Robschach.
Hello, how are you?
Well, fuckface, how's your early retirement?
It's coming along just about as well as my immortality. I haven't dared try it yet. Can't afford to retire.
Not in this fantastic cost of living crisis. But this is a happy show. We don't talk about things like that. Fucking reality. Ugh.
Well, you know me, my previous history on this show is certainly not talking about serious shit.
No, thank fuck for that. How are you?
I'm very, very good, thank you.
Are you sure? Have you been wasting a lot of time playing Mighty Doom?
I actually have, indeed. And I absolutely, I sort of hate myself for it because I hate mobile gaming, but it's actually really good.
The only thing and get me through is I've spent no money on it.
Yeah, me too. And I don't ever feel like it's one of those ones that's pushing you towards paying money. It's quite comfortable to play along without paying, so that's why I'm happy, I think.
Mm-hmm. But we better not speak too much on it. It's starting to feel a bit advert-like.
Yeah, it's a pile of shit.
Actually, one thing, I haven't played a mobile game since Tiny Tower or the Kairosoft games.
Oh yeah,
we're talking Galaxy S2 times. I haven't seen a mobile game advert in quite a long fucking time. Fuck, they're annoying.
Oh god, oh my god. And you see them on the social media stuff as well, like and the games that they advertise are not anything like in the videos that they play is not what the gameplay actually is when you actually download it. I got honey trapped there.
There's one in particular, I think I posted it up in the Discord, that gives you free rolls, and if you use both codes you get 100 rolls. Ha 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 ha. I'd love to hunt that bastard down. I'd hit him with my car. I'd get out after hitting him with my car and I'd hit him with a fucking brick.
Yeah, it is brutal. They are brutal. And I noticed there's so many celebrities now advertising these things as well. It's ridiculous. Even
I was listening to Pure Dead Gaming and they were saying Pedro Pascal advertises one.
I was just about to name drop him.
Did I was like, step all over the top of you, Robschach?
You did. You bastard.
Because it's my fucking show. I do what I want. I ask you what you want, but I do what I want.
I want to do what you do.
Start your own fucking podcast.
That's a good point. Maybe I should. What the fuck do I want?
With Robschach again this week.
No one will ever master the talking to themselves as well as you do.
A practiced hand, or a cry for help, I don't know which. So yes, everybody, Robschach, been on before. What were we? Stargate, immortality, talking to animals, early retirement.
That sounds about right.
You have my favourite track history of all my guests.
Okay. Complete and utter madness.
It's brilliant. But I think I dragged you into this one more than what you want, because I find you a comforting soul.
Oh, that's very nice of you.
Oh, you're welcome.
My complete lack of knowledge on anything is very relaxing for most people.
It's like talking you're the sort of fella that would reach over awkwardly and give a bit of a there.
Jesus.
I appreciate
that. You were going there with the reaching over. I'm not that kind of relaxing.
I need cheering up.
Well, here I am. You're welcome.
So even though it's not really what the fuck you want, I'm still going to shout the question because I love my formula.
Go for it.
Mr. Robschach, what the fuck do you want?
I want to know why the fuck I'm here, but also I want to just mourn the loss of our beloved E3 conference.
It's almost as bad as when Professor K died.
That's a very valid point, actually. We need to do a show on Professor K.
He was supposed to be on the 69th episode. Cow had to do it.
He still hasn't appeared, I take it.
No. We've made public pleas. I phoned the police. They told me to fuck off for some reason.
I wonder why. Have you seen Professor K? This guy again, mental from Enniskillen.
What's he look like? He's got a switch in his avatar. This week...
Yes.
E3, dead as fuck.
Dead as fuck.
So, recently in the news, it came out that Ubisoft had pulled out of E3, and this was the straw that broke the camel's back. It announced it was postponed for a year, but I think everybody's come to the same decision that it's dead.
Yeah, I think so. I think that has to be the killer blow. And of fucking Ubisoft, of course, of all people.
We'll start another boycott and not stick to it.
Yeah, let's do that. Give us more Assassin's Creed to boycott as we download it.
Ooh, Mirage. That looks tasty. Baghdad, you say? Ooh la
Ticking
la.
all the boxes.
So for anybody that isn't a fucking nerd, you included, Robschach,
Thank you.
E3, what the fuck is it? Explain it in 30 seconds.
Probably explain it in a lot shorter. Electronic
Yeah, it used to be Electronic Entertainment Expo, but I think it got like a semi-name change a few years ago. It was the Electronic Entertainment Experience.
Oh, that sounds modern enough to be true.
It just reeks of fucking sexual frustration.
It does, yeah. And sweat.
Back in 1995 was the first E3. There were a lot of technology shows to show off things that were happening in the quickly evolving world of technology, but gaming wasn't really taken seriously for some reason, because it was bleeps and
Fucking
bloops
nerds.
and full of nerds. Perverts. Someone would call them.
An entire collective of perverts.
As the lovely squeaky gimp Todd Howard used to explain, they used to put video games beside the porn at these trade shows. So
Well,
you can
that's
see
your
why they
afternoon sorted.
one-handed Game Boy. Better than that.
Batteries not included.
Yeah, you didn't know whether to put them into your fucking Game Boy or a vibrator. Sophie's choice.
Oh, dilemmas.
So E3 was born as a place to display exciting new titles in an atmosphere that was completely for games, for gamers.
And this was all the way back in 1995 when I was very young. I'm not going to give away my age, actually, because I'm hitting a milestone this year. I don't want to talk about it. But
7 in 95.
Fuck, you're just a young pup.
Oh, I am basically a fucking cum stain on legs.
Well, not quite what I was imagining. Yeah, but whatever you identify as.
My first experience with E3 used to be the magazines covering it. I remember the Ultra 64 and screenshots of fully 3D games. Link fighting an enemy that was made out of completely reflective material. Ray tracing before its time. It is and will always be remembered as a geek Christmas.
It is really the annual festival that everyone just got totally hyped up for, isn't it?
Yeah, big time.
Well,
when was the first one you can remember?
That is a very good question because I don't really quite remember.
Yes, you're renowned for your memory.
I'm well known for my memory. Or am I? I can't
2019. My first E3.
My first E3. Yeah. No, I honestly, I don't remember going back that far which one was my first, but I do remember, well, obviously back when it first came out, there was no such thing as watching it on the internet and what have you. In fact, even whenever the internet's kind of first started sprouting, I still think there wasn't really any like live streams or anything like that for a good few years before. It was quite a while, was it, before we could really watch it properly? Which would have been
in full swing. That kind of the watching along with podcasts was a popular one.
It would have been, I definitely would have been watching it before then, though, I feel like. I couldn't tell you what my first one I caught was, but I do remember just being excited and, like, you know, getting home and making sure you're at home and sitting in front of the computer whenever you were able to watch it for the Microsoft one. And I think I'd be most hyped up for a hardware E3. Not so much for the software E3s, you know, where you knew there was no new hardware, but my God, like, you were so buzzing to get.
Seems to be this lull before hardware because they're obviously working hard and a launch lineup. And the console itself. And whenever they bring that out, the buzz like is tremendous. You're just like, fuck yes, I'm getting that, because you can't help yourself. Although, not that I had too much money back in those days. No,
you were limited to the one generation, the one console per generation.
Yeah, it was. I think that's why I got so many magazines. You could sample these games, not play them, but you'd know about them. You get to see all the things you couldn't buy.
It's like the Argus catalog. You could just drool all over all the stuff that you were never going to get. What about yourself then? What was your first real memory then of E3?
The first one I used to work at a newsagent's as a very young child because I'm Irish and I've got a fantastic work ethic.
Good man. Represent.
Straight face. But one of the perks was you got to read magazines and put them back on the shelf, and my favourite was Superplay. The N64 was coming. It had been delayed. This is when the screenshots first started coming out, but they were trying to extend the life of the Super Nintendo, so you were getting things like Donkey Kong Country 3 and Yoshi's Islands, and quite a crucial time. But you had PlayStation coming out of nowhere, and
Oh, they really came out of nowhere.
Oh, fuck yeah. Like Crash Bandicoot. I think it's because the only time you would see game footage would be adverts.
Yeah.
When the console was coming closer, that was the game they pushed. And this was before Super Mario 64 came out. So acid bright, big orange character, running around collecting mangoes, the music, the sound, everything was brilliant.
Yeah, mind blowing.
Of course, once the
N64
N64 came out, Super Mario 64 just shot over everything.
It really did for quite a long time.
This is what 3D is supposed to be.
I think in terms of generational jumps, that was so massive, you know, coming from like the Super Nintendo and all that, then up to the PlayStation and N64. And that sort of leap and that sort of generation is what sticks with me more so than... And so the other day someone was posting about which console startup really, you know, do you prefer, you know, GameCube, PlayStation, Xbox, whatever. But I still think the original PlayStation one, just hearing that, it just transports me completely back there. And like I wouldn't have said I'm really hardcore Sony or anything like that. I really have never particularly. It's always been my sort of secondary console, but that startup was tremendous, and the way they announced it at E3, particularly the price. I'm not sure. Well, it's on the cards here to talk about. But
well, definitely. Well, that was at the first E3, and what a way to start off. Sega Saturn was due to be released. I think it had been shipped to America. It was a very confusing time for poor Toys R Us. They had consoles, and they were told they had to sit on these consoles, and then they could sell them when all the shipments were in, which apparently was standard enough back then.
Right.
It's a bit more quick fire now. You know, actually getting consoles seems like an alien fucking thought for new consoles.
It really does.
But they announced that they were going to be selling them for $399, and they were going to be available, you know, that week, which kind of threw people up. Are we meant to be breaking street date with these or whatever? And then Sony had their conference. Steve Reyes sauntered onto stage, picked up a microphone, said $299, and walked off again.
Is that the first recorded mic drop?
That is the definition moment of a fucking mic drop. Eviscerated the competition, and that was Sony fucking fisted themselves up to the elbow into the console gaming market. It's such an introduction. For the first E3, that was fantastic. Studying up on 1995, I've got Midway in the notes, who were trying to sell Mortal Kombat 3. Fantastic. Blood, violence, fatalities, all the good stuff. How are you going to sell this? A big hyper techno-filled fucking montage of violence? No. We're going to have a dancing competition and tell people about our marketing strategy.
That is how you absolutely smash it.
Yeah.
If you want to sell a product, you go for your marketing strategy.
There were a few teething problems. Game companies were awkward.
They didn't quite get it. You wouldn't imagine that they were awkward. Bunch of nerds.
No. They were only pretending to be awkward to kind of bridge that gap. Then again, it wasn't all trades. Like, you had to be a journalist to go to E3.
Yeah.
It wasn't until much later they opened it to the dirty, smelly public, and they do cite that as the reason it started going downhill.
Yeah. Didn't take long for the public to crush it.
Because I can just imagine, like, a festival with people that don't like to wash.
Yeah, I believe it's not
smell
pretty.
Of foreskin.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Did not need that tonight.
Carbonara later, is it?
Oh, Jesus. Please stop.
But yeah, definitely sign of the times too, because this is back when you had things like Booth Babes. And it was researching the very early E3s compared to what we'd have later on. It's like, oh yes, we came a long way.
Yeah, big time. And actually, it's funny when you say comparing it to now. Probably I'm taking a bit of a time jump here, moving up to 2004, which actually I'm not sure.
You do whatever the fuck you want.
Do you know what? I fucking will. I'll treat myself. 2004, wasn't it, when Reggie came on to announce the DS?
When we're talking about mic drop moments.
Yeah. Have you watched back that video clip? Because everyone was going wild. Like there was howls and squeals, and I suppose
it's the way he does it. I didn't want to step over your telling of it.
Oh no! Please step. Please step.
He just pulled it out of his suit pocket.
Just pulled it out, flipped it up.
Whipped it out
as you would. and just flash it in front of everybody.
Because there had been rumours of the DS. It was all over the magazines. It was going to be 2 screens. They didn't have all the details exactly right. So it was one of these things, nobody was sure whether it was real or not. And then Reggie, who introduced himself that fucking year, "My name is Reggie. I'm about kicking ass. I'm about taking names. And we're about making games."
He sure is. And then just flashing that DS. But if you look back at the reveal now, it's like, wow, where was technology back then? Because they were advertising it as your friends don't need to sit with you like 1 meter away, as in like, linked up with the old Game Boy cable. You can have friends a few time zones away. It's not, it's beyond online. There's no line or something like that. And it just came up on the screen, Wi-Fi compatible. And the crowd went fucking mental. It's just like, Jesus Christ. Like, it's weird to think back. It's so weird to think back. If your lunchbox doesn't come with Wi-Fi now, you're cracking up. It's like everything's Wi-Fi.
Something's wrong.
It's just, it's just like... It's so weird seeing everyone just losing their shit over the possibility of some device having Wi-Fi. But the funny thing is Nintendo are still trying to figure out how Wi-Fi works. Oh, zing.
Well, there was chat functions on the DS. They forgot how to do that as time went along.
As time went along, yeah. And fuck multiplayer. Who needs that?
The DS had that brilliant microphone so you could play Phoenix Wright and shout, "Take that! Hold it!" on the bus.
That's right, I forgot about that. But I do remember after seeing that, it didn't come out. I'm not sure about when the time delay was between it coming out in the UK or Europe to America, but I remember importing one of those original DSs from Canada. I was trying to think today of what the hell the name of that website was. I think it was a pretty common one for importing. Can't remember
because
now.
I got the Freeloader and Animal Crossing from a Canadian site that was in adverts on magazines, and I cannot remember the name of it.
I got royally fisted with import duties. I was so young and naive, and I was just like, sweet,
Fisting,
I'm having this.
The word of the day.
Yeah, I think I ended up nearly paying double because of the amount of import tax on the bastard thing. But yeah, that was a massive moment.
So I was going to go through a few quick fire ones here. Konami, back when they made games in 2008. I made note of this one because it's not just good things at E3, it's bad things. Cringy, memey bad things. This is the year they were making Rock Revolution to try and get some of that Guitar Hero money everybody else was making. And they brought the Sheenas out and they just butchered Blitzkrieg Bop. And then they played the exact same song on Rock Band, but were like having connectivity issues. So the virtual crowd just booed them off stage.
There's been so many tragedies at E3. And that, I don't know if that's the first major one, but it could well be.
It was one of those ones that got memed a lot. And then there's like the year after was the year Nintendo mentioned the Vitality sensor that went nowhere or did anything.
I'd forgotten about its existence. I'm sure most people have.
Ball of shit.
Just throw shit and see what sticks. But in fairness to Nintendo, quite a lot of it does.
2010 was a great year because Bethesda started coming to E3. That was the year they announced Skyrim. Fucking squeaky Frodo moving his way through all these hooded figures. And I know you've bought it again recently. You're part of the problem.
Yeah, I am part of the problem.
Sony had Kevin Butler come onto the stage. And he was like their advert, the vice president of fanboy relations, and just fucking insider jokes for like 10 minutes. Just had the audience as putty in his hands. 2010 also had Nintendo trying to show off Skyward Sword, but connectivity issues. Everything failed that year.
You absolutely love to see it, don't you?
I think that's when motion controls just fucking died for me. Once you fuck with Zelda, they said, no, you've gone too far. Go back.
Yeah, absolutely. Like there's one thing, having that technology, but it's knowing when to implement it and when not to, and you just don't fuck about with things like that, really. Although I'm a sacrilege here, but like the likes of Mario Galaxy, I because it was the motion controls, I just bounced straight off it. But I know that a lot of people adore it. They adore it.
It's even trying to replay the ports. I was like, you'd be a great game if I could just control you.
It's just and the mind-boggling that they didn't port in modern controls. But sure, like that's another problem for another day.
Too much like work.
Yeah, too much like hard work indeed. 20
2013, which was the year fucking Microsoft unveiled the Xbox One and shot the entire convention. They fucked up in every way possible.
They could not
Do
have
you
gone
remember
worse, really.
hearing about not being able to trade games?
Yeah. It was pandemonium, basically pandemonium. It literally couldn't have been worse for the gamer. Like, the response after it, as everyone knows now, the Microsoft basically had to go back on pretty much everything and just start from scratch with the
fuck the DRM
Connect TV shit. And although actually they did persist with the TV stuff, I think, but they push it to the back like a background.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's no use to anyone outside of America.
But like, Sony ran up behind them that year and just give them the fucking wedgie on stage. The first thing they announced was, you can give your games to friends.
Yeah, yeah. Oh God, what were Microsoft thinking? That was just bizarre. Talk about creating your own car crash and then just putting it out there for everybody to enjoy.
So my favourite moments, we mentioned briefly before recording, Fallout 4 being announced. They showed off a bit of concept art. Quite a few years since New Vegas, no rumblings. I think Kotaku had found a script, and that was about everything we've heard of Fallout 4.
Mm-hmm.
We get some Fallout music, the Fallout logos on stage. Oh, this is all nice. Oh, I wonder if they're going to announce they're working on a new Fallout. They are. Fallout 4, it's coming out in a couple of months' time.
And the crowd goes wild.
I was so excited. They talked about the mobile game. They fucking showed off the Pip-Boy that you could wear in your arm and put your phone inside, and it connected to the game.
Yeah, all you needed to do was crack a couple of tins, get absolutely shit-faced, and then get the wallet out, and that's where it all began.
Bought the Pip-Boy edition and bought the little bomb that had all the games inside it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I went full hog for that.
Yeah, that is right up your street, isn't it?
I think I'd have that as my favourite moment, just for sheer excitement. I didn't even like Fallout 4 that much, but rewatching the E3 reveal, made me want to play it again.
Go for it. Treat yourself.
I do.
How long is it? You do actually. You very much do treat yourself. that whole show of Bethesda's then, I think, was probably one of the highlights in the entirety of E3 history. Probably, I think they absolutely smashed it.
Yeah, it's not too often you get a show like that just hits.
Yeah, it's hits and hits.
Was it the Doom reboot? Was that year too?
Yeah, I think. Well, yeah, it was, wasn't it? It was. That's something I actually need to go back to and play more, especially now after playing Mighty Doom.
You play the mobile game, you won't play the fucking brilliant reboot.
I will. I've started it a couple of times. I'll just get back to it.
Yeah, just looking over the notes there. Started off strong. Doom reboot had a trailer. Fucking awesome. Dishonored 2 was on the way, and the original Dishonored was getting ported and improved for the next gen systems. Fucking awesome.
Somewhere in Singapore, John felt a disturbance. Someone talking about Dishonored.
Some stupid mobile game for Elder Scrolls and Battlecry. Wank. This is taking a nosedive. Pete Hines is on stage for a while, and that's somebody who I miss. Pete Hines was good crack. He offered to write everybody a sick note.
That's right.
That's the part I was looking for. I was wondering what was the nickname I give Todd Howard for this, and he passes it over to the fuckable Frodo.
Todd Howard.
I love Todd Howard, but he's a small, squeaky man.
Yeah.
So how about you? Favourite moment of E3?
It's more of a general, like I talked about at the start of the show, the vibe and the hype of, especially when new hardware was coming. So basically, my highlights would have been anytime there was new hardware.
Yeah.
Probably Nintendo more than anything, because Nintendo just for so long, no matter what they put out, I'd be all over. Like hardware wise specifically, a new iteration of anything, and I'd be loving it, and I'd be having it, despite all my instincts and my best. I'd just be like, I'm not fucking having it. And the more I said I'm not, yeah, I can't buy a 5th Game Boy. It's like the more I resisted, the more I wanted it. I was just teasing. Nintendo knew how to make me tease myself. If I had to pick one specific moment, I'm a fan of cringe. And in 2011, there's a guy, Aaron Priceman, I think, Mr. Caffeine, came out for Ubisoft and delivered probably one of the worst things anyone could ever have seen. Maybe in the show notes you can put a link to the video, because it is absolutely fucking shocking with his innuendo jokes, and like no one was having it. Like he crashed, he bombed harder than anyone ever bombed before. This is coming from someone from Northern Ireland. I know a thing or two about bombs. So
he should have opened up an act at the Europa Hotel.
Oh, he bombed even harder than that hotel. It was fucking grim, and yeah, it just stands out. And unfortunately, it has to be a shocker that stands out for me rather than something positive.
E3 used to just give us meme potential for the entire year.
It really did. There's too much happened really, to even talk about it in 1.5 hour show. Jesus Christ, like the amount of car crashes and disasters to the amount of just absolute class stuff. It's unbelievable.
Sony had their 2016 show. Like, this was Sony on fucking fire. They had Days Gone, Spider-Man, God of War, Death Stranding, Resident Evil 7, Horizon Zero Dawn, Detroit Become Human, and The Last Guardian. They were all slated for release. And the show opened up with The Shadow. The presenter cast was Crash Bandicoot, and like the whole stage was the Crash Bandicoot setting, Tropical Beach, and that they opened up the show saying the 3 games are getting a remaster. They're coming to PlayStation. Strong opening, bang, 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 game, everything new. It's like not endless sequels of Resi 7.
Yeah.
But even it was a reboot. And then just everything you're going to get to play, fucking brilliant. This is the kind of thing you tune into E3 for. And then I think they closed off with like Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, calling Call of Duty home to the franchise, which has not aged well.
That's
in my mind, this is, without having the hardware reveal, this was a couple of years into the PlayStation 4. This was all cylinders firing. This was perfect.
Yeah.
That was the show, the best show I've ever seen. And when they pulled out of E3, you're missing that key component, because you had Nintendo, you had Xbox, you had Sony, the 3 of them within the convention timing. And not that they went head to head in the traditional sense, but it was, you compared the 3 on their displays that year, and once you stopped having that was kerplunk. That was a big straw when Sony pulled out, and it's kind of been in palliative care ever since. It just has not been the same.
It's impossible to recover from that, really, because like you say, when Sony are on it, they absolutely nail it. Like you can't, like as much as we love big time, and as much as we all love like Nintendo first party stuff, like seeing a new Mario or new Zelda, when Sony pull out their first party stuff, and especially now we you know how much quality is in those games, it just takes you, it's mind blowing. Like, they really know how to sell it.
The only thing that came close from the Nintendo camp would have been the Smash Ultimate reveal, and this is from somebody that doesn't give a fuck about Super Smash Brothers. But that trailer where they announced that every single character that was ever in any Smash Brothers was all going to be in Ultimate. It is a fantastic trailer. Like, the whole thing is a museum for video games. Characters, all platforms, all companies, all together, lovingly recreated into fantastic models. The soundtracks from the games are redone. Everybody's got their own level. It's a shame about the game. I could never get into Smash Brothers, but that was a fantastic trailer.
Yeah, big time. I can see why people are so into it. It's not really for me, but yeah, whenever you say it like that, when you put it like that, you can tell why everyone's into it, because like you say, it's a museum almost of the highlights. It's a highlights reel. But I think you're right, when Sony decided to press the fuck it button, that's really there was no real coming back from it.
I can kind of see why everybody's copying Nintendo's Directs at the moment.
Well, yeah, they kind of led the way with that, didn't they? And in all honesty, I think they're most switched on. That is kind of what people want nowadays. As much as we're going to miss the convention, I'm just going to miss the 3 head-to-heads over a weekend. Yeah, and making sure you're at home for 5 p.m. for the Xbox show and all this sort of jazz.
Everybody getting together to talk about it. The Discord voice channels of everybody taking the piss out of everything.
Yeah, it's going to be missed. But unfortunately, as times move on, people probably now are so more accustomed to just getting all the information now, or like, as regular as possible, rather than having to wait. It's like, how dare you make me wait for my information? Give it to me now. So I can't see it coming back.
Worse for the consumer, but yeah, I can see why they do it. It's cheaper. They can do it whenever they want. It's not going to be in direct competition with anyone. Yeah, I can see why it's gone this way, but I hate it. Yeah, fuck Geoff Keighley.
Oh yeah, and his 4-year long show.
Well, I suppose we better get wrapped up. E3, rest in peace.
R.I.P. bruh.
I've got a lot of chopping to do to make this half an hour.
Hopefully I made it easier with the amount of shit.
Robschach, as always, you've been an absolute delight. Sorry you
Thanks for having
weren't
me.
good enough to make it to the 100th episode, but you got close.
I fell short. I'm happy to just kind of be there, almost there. And congratulations.
You're on the build-up. You're the warm-up act. You're fluffing the listener for the 100th episode.
Yeah. Fluffer. Yeah, that's my new role. What the fuck do you want, Fluffer? Well, no, congratulations on getting to 99.
Get fucked.
I laugh until I cry, just me and God. Watching Scotty die.
299.